Rebuild yourself as a man from nothing. You're broke, you're addicted, you're lost. Sometimes you don't even notice that you're lost, but you still clicked on a video. Why? Because you know that something is missing right now. You don't have no mission, you have no controlled emotion, you don't have a purpose, you don't have a why, you don't know why you even exist in this life. And I can tell you right now, 90%, 99% of men feel like you. They have the same emotion, they have no controlled life, they have no schedule, no routine, they don't even know what they want to achieve in this fucking life. And I tell you right now, without a purpose, even if you know what you have to do, you will lose. Sometimes even me as a normal man, me as somebody who has a purpose, me as somebody who has a mission, me as somebody who has a why, I feel lost if I don't repeat daily what I have to do, if I don't follow my schedule, my routine, if I do not always acknowledge why am I doing these videos and why am I standing up and why am I building a business. When I don't do that shit every day, I feel lost sometimes. You have two options right now, and I always talk about these options. You could be a broken man who stays in that zone, in that comfort zone of crying about your life and just playing Fortnite still with 25 and still smoking weed and still chasing bitches and still jerking off. Or you could change your life into becoming a masculine man, a warrior, and take control and hunt again, take responsibility again, and do the shit that you have to do. When I was young, I was sleeping on a mattress with my whole family. We had nothing. You know, I wasn't really born with a strong father figure, a male role model. I was always looking up to superheroes in movies. You know, I was very inspired by these people who were very strong. But in school, I was bullied, I was fat, I was a nobody. Still, I was always very broke. I was always the broke one in the school. And I know that feeling of being alone, being lost. Because some of these people in the school always had a father figure who showed them what they have to be. It was going to the fight gym very young, from a very young age. They had a direction, they know who they want to be and what they want to achieve because they had already a father role who showed them what they could achieve. But if you don't have that, there could maybe a reason for you not knowing what you want to achieve. Or nowadays it's also social media. Some of you have a strong male role model, but you're still following trends, Minecraft, TikTok, and all of the shit that is fucking up your brain. So you have to detox your brain into becoming a warrior. You have to find the pain, because in that pain you will find your purpose. Purpose is never found in comfort, never found in having fun, in parties, in festivals, in just living your life and somehow you will find out who you truly are. No, you find out who you truly are in pain, in embracing the pain and focusing on yourself by embracing and enjoying the pain until the focus is on you and you're proud of yourself. That's the only way on how to find yourself. Because who are you and what are you doing when nobody's seeing you, nobody's watching you, nobody can see your actions and the things you're doing daily? Are you somebody who jerks off watching Netflix and liking pictures of girls with your fake account on Instagram? Or are you somebody who's chasing to be better, doing your push-ups? You're embracing the pain. You're sitting down on your fucking desk and finding a way to make money, finding a way to be better. Journaling. Are you eating right? Are you going to the gym even though nobody's coming to save you? Even though you have no mentor, no coach? It is easy to do what coaches do. It is easy to do what a coach saying you have to do and following these plans. But are you following your own plans? It is easy to do what your boss say on a 9 to 5. That's why people say they have a hard life when they work a 9 to 5. No, you have a fucking easy life because you're just doing what people say you have to do. You don't even have to control your own life, brother. You're a bitch. You're a slave. You're a slave, not even of your boss, not even of your coach. You're a slave of your own comfort zone. You're a slave of your own addictions. You're a slave of staying where you're fucking up because you don't want to change, because change is painful. But you know what? You will find your happiness in that pain. So start to become a warrior right now and stop being a broken man. In this short video, I will explain you what a broken man is and how you become a warrior if you really want to change. If not, leave the fucking channel, leave a hate comment, and suck my dick. I'm not better than you. This left side was me when I was younger, but I had to take the responsibility at a young age because I had to be a father in the house. And I think many men out there are in the same position and also had to lead their family. And the only way to do that was to take the responsibility. So a broke man is somebody who is always blaming others. That's the number one thing. You're always pushing the responsibility away and say, it is my family's fault. It is my best friend's fault. It is the circle I'm in. So what? You think because of you blaming others, your life will change? You think when you sit on a desk and you're 30 years old and people around you are making money, are successful, and you're sitting there and telling them that it is your family's fault, or the circle you were in, or the hard life, or the circumstances, or you born in the ghetto, in the projects, you really think they give a fuck about you? Like you had the same time, the same energy, the same amount of problems, and everybody is living a life with problems. Some people have a harder life, some people have a life easier, but they still have problems. Because if you think about it, and that's a very, very important point that I had to realize. Somebody, for an example, you came from the projects, I don't know, bad circumstances, your father was an alcoholic, okay? Somebody who was born without a father, or his father left him in a young age, and you think you have a harder life because your father was there, an alcoholic, and punished you, does not mean that his life is easier just because your father was there and his father wasn't, and he had an easier life. It's about perspective and life. He has a hard life because he only sees his problems, everybody's problems. Also a man, also a boy who's grown up with two parents and a good household, he also has his problems, and he sees his problems as the hardest problems he has because he had to deal with them. You cannot compare your problems to other people. Even if you say, you know what, Mike Tyson had a harder life than me, but your life for yourself feels the hardest. And that's what I had to realize, and you have to realize. Nobody cares about your harder story. Yes, it could be very inspiring and people could admire you for that, but at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck because their problems will always seem to be the hardest for themselves. So don't come at them and say, my life is harder. They don't give a fuck. They only give a fuck if you succeed. So if you succeed and then have a hard story, you are the winner. But if you're a cracked up homeless piece of shit at the end of the day and telling people about your hard life, people will laugh at you. So what you have to do is take the responsibility. Another thing that a broken man has or does not have is no mission. A strong warrior, a masculine man, has a purpose. How do you find your purpose again? In pain. The next thing. A man, a broken man, is always escaping the reality by weed, by porn up, by playing video games. Because if you think about it, you playing GTA, you always have a mission in there. And that's why video games are so fucking dangerous. Because they're already taking the most important thing as a man. Hunting, being a man, creating something, finding a solution to problems. You are in that game finding a solution to your problem right there, to your mission in GTA. You put your whole energy and craft into that, but you have to put that energy into real life situation because you already have problems. You cannot escape your problems by facing other problems in a fucking video game who will give you nothing but some coins where you can buy fake clothes, but in real life you're still a fat ass. Like, change your fucking life and take the responsibility and face your pain and find your purpose. Face that pain. Fuck that video games, fuck that weed, fuck that festival, fuck that club, and sit on your desk for an hour, write down all of the problems you have right now and find the solutions. If you find solutions for your problems, but also for problems of other people, you will be rich. That's what people pay money for. You pay your doctor money. You pay your hairstylist money. You pay everything, every problem you got. A plumber, something to eat. Every problem you have in this life is in exchange of money, if you think about it. And that's how you get rich. People always think, what is the best business model? Solve problems. You have to see that. You have to see that. And then you will understand money. Even drop shipping. You see something, you don't even thought that you had a problem with that, or you don't even thought that you needed that shit. But now you're going to buy it because it solves a problem. Very easy to understand. Number 3, you have no structure in life. A broken man has no structure. He just stands up when the alarm, not even when the alarm, he just stands up. Without a purpose, thinking about his life, walking around his room, going outside, meeting with some friends, could maybe go to the club. He's just living on how life is coming to him. Like all of these people say, I'm just living life. Yeah, if somebody's calling me today and we're going to Italy, I'm going to do it because I have nothing to do. Don't you have a mission, a structure, a plan, a purpose, a why? Don't you have a fucking family? Don't you have responsibilities? Don't you have something to build for? You're not a woman. You're not just living life and waiting for a man. Are you gay or what? You have to be the leader. And if you can't even lead your own self and know what you have, how can you not know what you have to do today, tomorrow, and then the next 3 days, and then the next week, and then the next month? That's why your life is fast and it's going away like nothing. That's why New Year's Eve is already 5 months ago and you're still at the same point. We're not even broker, depressed, and even fatter. Change your fucking life. What you need to have is a routine, is a schedule. You have to know what you have to do every fucking second of your life. I woke up and I read my book. After that, I was stretching myself. After that, I was writing down the YouTube videos I have to now film. And now I'm filming them. After that, I'm going to the gym. Coming back from the gym, gonna eat, gonna post the shit. And then I have a full packed plan. And you know what? What you have to realize, when you have a schedule and a packed plan, how can you ever get distracted? You can't. There's no free time. But when you wake up and don't know what you do and you could maybe go to the gym, then you can easily get distracted because there is time to think, to overthink. Never overthink. Number 5, and the most important thing for me personally, is a broken man has no emotional control. What is emotional control? Knowing what you have to do and never act on your feelings. You are not a woman. If you're angry about your life, don't be blaming other people. Don't be angry about the situation you're in. Use that emotion. Don't scream at people. Scream within yourself and change it. If you think it, how do you feel when you're angry? Very powerful. You can easily break a wall, right? So use the energy to break your chest when you're in a fucking gym. Or build a business, read a book, be angry, change your life, talk to people, make money. These are the 5 most important ways on how to change your life and how to rebuild yourself as a man. I hope you understood that you don't need motivation. You need a fucking system. You need a purpose. You will wake up and do the shit that you have to do if you know why you're doing something and if you know what your goals are, okay? You need to wake up earlier, cold showers, no porn, read 10 minutes a day, stretch yourself, work out daily, no fucking rest days. You're not a bitch. Build your income, very important. You also need to be healthy, mentally, physically, but also financially, very important. Focus on your mission, never a woman. And repeat this shit for 30 days and you will see a change of your whole life. Trust me on this. Understand that no one is coming to save you. That's your gift right there. Because now you got the capability, the responsibility to change your life alone. And nobody gives a fuck about the story where you say, my mentor, my coach was helping me. Yes, it's very important to have that. But if you do not have that, it's not bad for you. It's a gift from God. Because He wants you to change alone. You are the chosen one to break the fucking cycle. Your family, your future, your brothers, all of them are depending on your decisions. If you're ready to rebuild yourself with me, hit the subscribe button. Join the community. Buy the fucking course, the 12-week course, or just watch the free value. It is all on you. Change your fucking life.